What's going on, guys? Kaz Cray back with another Baltimore State Dynasty video. This is going to be the preview for Season 3. And first things first, we're going to check out the roster for Season 3. We're looking at the quarterbacks, and it is now the Franklin Jones era in Baltimore. Of course, Gibson was the starting quarterback the past 2 years, but Gibson got hurt a good amount, so Jones got a lot of playing time over the past 2 years. 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's more of a traditional pocket passer. He's not really a mobile guy. So we'll have to see how he does in this offense. We have Jesse Garner, the freshman. He's going to be on a red shirt. And then Nico Riles and James Jimenez are going to be the main backup quarterbacks. With Jordan Burrell transferring to Louisiana Tech, our new starting running back is going to be Josh Seymour. He was the top freshman running back last season. He looks to have a big year in his first year as a starter for the Stallions. We have Miles Reed, CJ Check, and Marcus Baker as the backups. Antoine Tracy returns as a starting fullback. Tommy Peoples will be his backup. Then Aldrin Johnson, Javier Harewood, Darius Duncan, Jimmy Blackman will be your receivers, with Starks, Bryan, and Perry Paul all being redshirted. And then Joey Belton and Randall Chick are the other receivers. Shelton Bentley is going to be the starting tight end. And then we have Rayshon Griffin, Todd Renner, and Lawrence Henderson, that is. Tate Edison, the left tackle. Mason Baldridge, left guard. E.J. Lowenthal, the starting center. Behind him is Trevor Smith. Ricky Jones will be a redshirt this year. Bobby Williams returns for his second year as a starter. He was the starter as a freshman last year. And Jamarcus Hutton is going to be starting at right tackle instead of Calvin Brace. Kevin Hodges returns as a starting left defensive end. Russell Sands on the right side. And Nick Wentworth in this new 3-4 defense is going to be the nose tackle. So we have Lynn Collier coming off the edge for the Stallions as the left outside linebacker. Isaiah Kegler and Denmark Cole are going to be the starting middle linebackers. Cedric Mosier Dalton is going to be the main backup at multiple positions, so he'll be playing end linebacker, safety if we need him. Then Taquan Clay, Brad Brown, the starting corners. Dwight Patrick's going to be the right outside linebacker, by the way. Deontay Muhammad, who was the nickel corner last year, is going to be starting at free safety. Nordley Ford, who played corner as well, is going to be starting at strong safety, although C.J. Hunter might be pushing for that position. And Philip Hayden and Aaron Manley are your kicker and punter, respectively. So now we get into the conference outlook, and we are projected to win the Eastern Division of Conference USA like we did last year. It came down to the last week pretty much, and we need Florida Atlantic to pull off a huge upset over Florida International. And Louisiana Tech, the defending Conference USA champions, are projected to win the West. So it looks like it's going to be BSU versus LTU again. And hopefully we get our revenge on Jordan Burrell for abandoning us pretty much. But as you see, the standings for Atlantic and Marshall are going to be projected ahead of Louisiana Tech. So that's pretty interesting. Trace McSorley, Connor Blumrick, Trey Coleman, Justice Hill, and Saquon Barkley are your 5 Heisman candidates early in the season. Well, not early in the season, in the preseason at least. And Washington is ranked number 1. We're going to be playing them in just a few weeks. Of course, we got to deal with Maryland and Arkansas first. As we look at the rest of the top 25, FSU's number 3, Ohio State's number 5. Tennessee's 13. We were going to play Tennessee, but I decided to switch to Arkansas at the last moment. And it doesn't look like any Conference USA teams are going to make the top 25. And Baltimore State currently ranked 41st. So we're getting up there. I mean, it's only a few years before we're like a regular top 25 team. We did crack the top 25 last year, but then we lost. So hopefully that doesn't happen to us again. As we look at the All-Americans, and not really recognizing a lot of the names outside of McSorley there. We got Kevin Hodges on the list, so we got a Stallion there. And we have Isaiah Kegler at middle linebacker. So we have 2 first-team preseason All-Americans, and not a lot of guys I recognize. And then Connor Blumrick's going to be on the second team, then Trey Coleman and Justice Hill. And again, not a lot of names. Like, once like season 3 or 4 hits, I kind of just don't recognize many people on these lists anymore. But we got a Hawaii guy there. We got an Akron corner on the team. No, he's a free safety. Corner, I don't know. I'll see it afterwards. And then Javier Harewood's going to be on the first team Conference USA, all Conference USA team. And Hodges is there as well, as you would expect. see who else we have. Kegler. There we go. Deontay Muhammad, CJ Hunter, who's not even starting, and Philip Hayden are all going to be first-team Conference USA. Then Jimmy Blackman, who's also not even starting, is on the second team. So a lot of interesting choices here. I think they're just kind of projecting who they think is going to start for us, but I already have my starters in mind. There's Nick Wentworth on the second team All-Conference USA. Patrick Suttle, who's the nickel corner. That's pretty interesting. And we didn't have a game week 1, so I went ahead and simulated week 1. So here are your results. Penn State with a huge win over Temple. Most of the top 25 won, as you can see. Wisconsin had a relatively close game against USC, 38-24. Mississippi State blows out Southern Miss. And Louisville dropped out of the top 25. I don't think they had the game. I think they just kind of moved out because other teams moved in. But of course, our first game of the season is going to be against Maryland in the I-270 Bowl, I guess you could call it, or the Battle for I-270, what do you want to call it. So moving right along, they do have a few different faces starting this year. Lorenzo Harrison finally a starter at running back with Ty Johnson gone. Taj Capehart now the top receiver on the team. But there's Jaden Kama as well. Those are the top 2 receivers. Noah Barnes is starting tight end. And a lot of very talented players on this Terrapins team, but overall they're just not very good as a team. Mike Norvell has just become their new head coach, so DJ Durkin is out of Maryland now. And I don't really expect them to compete with us in this game, to be honest with you. They have talent, but their talent compared to ours, the gap just keeps getting wider and wider. Like, Baltimore State just keeps getting better and better, where Maryland's just kind of staying stagnant at being okay to bad. I just don't really see Maryland giving us too many issues. They shouldn't give us too many issues, at least. But you never know in college football. Anything can happen. Any given Saturday, as they say. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll probably have the Baltimore State game out, I would say, by Thursday at the very latest. So just get ready for that, guys. I'm glad to be back. Thank you guys for watching this video. You have a wonderful rest of your day, night, or whenever you're watching this. And I'm out of here. Deuces.